Hey, everybody, welcome in. Listen, today we are actually going to talk about going from 30 hours of chaos to 5 minutes of clarity. One of the key things for energy traders is drowning in data, or worse, not even having enough data. So it's not about data, it's really about clarity. And that's what we're going to talk about today. This is probably going to be about 10 or 15 minutes, so strap in. And if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm looking at the presentation. So for energy traders that are drowning in data, there's a better way. Welcome to the bridge between chaos and conviction. Now, here's the problem: information overload. So years ago, decades ago, it was about finding the information. It was about getting the information. Now we have so much information that we don't know what to do with it. So every day we're struggling with added information. Well, what does that mean? Okay, so weather patterns on the Enzo pattern for weather for natural gas this winter are going to look this way. Well, what does that mean? So we don't really have a problem of getting data. It's not about data. And one thing that we'll talk about a little bit later with Energy Rogue, we don't focus on data, we focus on clarity. So one of the key things is to understand what data is important and why. So the why is one of the key things that we often try to look over and try to reveal in the market. So you've got 47 tabs open. The reality, you have terminals, spreadsheets, news feeds, weather reports, supply data, demand forecasts, all competing for your attention simultaneously. Each one screaming, "Look at me because I'm important." The picture stays fuzzy despite the noise. Every trader knows the feeling, drowning in information and thirsting for insight. This is where the reality of most of us have gotten. And the cost of chaos is trying to find the sea of information, the sea of data that's out there, 30 plus hours a week filtering through what's important, what is, spending time analyzing energy reports, reading energy reports, reading this data on weather or crude oil imports or crude oil exports, having 47 tabs open and missing literally tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars of missed opportunities. By the time you've processed all the data, the market has already moved. Speed matters, but clarity matters more. So if you're fast, but you make a wrong move, well, speed doesn't matter anymore. You've just lost the game. So the invisible drain: while you're analyzing, reports are piling up and spreadsheets multiply across screens. So you have this spreadsheet that gives you this signal, this spreadsheet that gives you this signal. If you just take a look at technical analysis, you can have hundreds of combinations giving you conflicting signals. And meanwhile, you have fundamentals that are also giving you conflicting signals. And then when you step back from the chaos and you realize the fundamental picture is giving you a different picture than the technical, which one matters? So meetings interrupt your flow, decisions wait for clarity. If you and your business are impacted by energy prices, whether it be natural gas, whether it be crude oil, refined products, diesel, motor gasoline, you should be paying attention to both the fundamentals of the market and the technicals. You're buried in the process while the market rewards speed. And the market is moving. Price spikes are happening. A lot of times you'll see a price spike. Why did it go up? Why did it go down? Well, that's the mission every single day. Opportunities are vanishing, sometimes instantly. Competitors act on their conviction and are often ahead of the game because they've analyzed and assessed all the pardon me, all the data out there, and they've come to their conclusion. They either have an army of people that are pouring through this information down in the roots, or spending literally tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars to outsource that to other firms. So your edge will disappear because you're trying to chase data. It's not about data, it is about clarity and conviction. Reactive decisions will cost you money. But the fact is, you're not alone. Everyone in energy fights this same battle. Too much information, too much data, not enough direction. It's not a skill problem. It's not a tools problem. It's a system problem. The infrastructure itself creates the overload. The problem isn't you. It's the information architecture that is fundamentally broken. So what if there was a better way? Energy Rogue, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and our company and what we've done to solve it. You may come up with your own creative solutions, and I'd love to hear them down below. But imagine seeing the entire energy market, every critical signal that matters distilled into clarity, not in 30 hours, but in 5 minutes. That level of speed and precision changes everything. Let's explore a little bit about what it looks like. I'm going to give you a tour a little bit later. So the framework for clarity. This is a simple red light, green light system that we've developed. And before we reveal the solution, you need to understand why traditional approaches fail and what actually works in fast moving energy markets. The myth, more data equals better decisions. We've been sold a dangerous lie. Adding more data sources, more terminals, more reports that will somehow improve our trading, our hedging, or our business. The truth, more data creates confusion. What separates the winning traders, the winning hedgers, the winning energy purchasers, and the winning producers that are selling from losing ones isn't about information volume, it's about signal clarity. Information overload isn't a badge of honor, it's a competitive disadvantage. So, reframing the game, raw data, signal processing, actionable clarity. That is the game. Capturing enough raw data and then processing that into a signal, into an actionable clarity. Elite traders don't consume more information, they simplify ruthlessly. They see patterns instead of pages, and they use systems and processes to surface what matters and ignores everything else. So, what are the three pillars of market clarity? Visibility, velocity, and validation. So, visibility, you see the complete market picture: supply, demand, storage, weather, price action, all in a unified view. Velocity, spot the rate of change across key indicators. Direction matters, but the speed of movement matters more. Validation, confirm your conviction with converging signals across multiple fundamental drivers before committing capital. You miss one pillar and your entire analysis collapses. Master all three, and you will trade, hedge, and position your business for the best financial results. So, how clarity works in practice. Consider the natural gas markets. You can track storage levels, production data, weather forecasts, LNG exports individually, each one telling you a different story. But here's the breakthrough. Real power emerges when these variables converge into a single directional signal. When storage drops while heating demand spikes and production plateaus, those are not three separate data points. That's one clear message. And the best traders don't analyze these variables in isolation, they synthesize them into a conviction. Now imagine this happened automatically every night, every market. What if those critical data points were analyzed, weighted, and simplified while you sleep? What if you woke up and had a single color-coded, green for bullish, red for bearish, backed by the fundamental convergence that creates real moves. What if your morning routine went from 30 hours of weekly chaos into 5 minutes of absolute clarity? This is where things get interesting. So that's where Rogue Radar enters the picture. The solution? Rogue Radar. Yes, Energy Rogue provides Rogue Radar for $89 a month. There's a 14-day free trial in the link below. So feel free to try it out for 2 weeks. If you don't like it or you don't see value in it, no harm, no foul, cancel, and you're off and running. And hopefully gives you an idea of what data and what things that we see as important as far as clarity. We built Rogue Radar with one singular purpose: to transform energy market chaos into actionable clarity. It's your daily red light, green light system for oil and gas markets, cutting through the noise to deliver the signal that actually matters. So Rogue Radar is a comprehensive data ingestion with intelligent signal processing, giving you clear directional output. No complexity, no confusion, just clarity where you can act on immediately. Now let me take you inside of Rogue Radar. We have two levels of service. One is Rogue Radar right here. The other one is Rogue Edge. I'm not going to talk about Rogue Edge today. We're going to stay on Rogue Radar. Rogue Radar has this landing page where at the beginning of the week, you are given a report in the Monday game plan along with a video that talks about the week ahead and what may be happening. Then later in the week, you get another video as well as a comprehensive red light, green light report. So on the Monday game plan, for example, here's the Monday game plan. And what we do is we identify key levels in the market, what levels are going to be important that week, and what may be happening, combined with extensive fundamental charts and data that back up that signal. So that is Monday. So you start your week with a clear idea of where prices are, where we've been, and where we're going. And later in the week, you get Rogue Radar, which is going to be our custom red light, green light, yellow light system that tells you whether or not things are bullish or bearish. Bullish for green, bearish for red, caution for yellow. And we actually step through the narrative of the market, where we've been, where we are, where we're going. But that's not all you get. So you get 2 PDF reports plus 2 videos a week actually talking about the market. You actually get access to natural gas radar, which includes my thoughts every single day. Today's update, which is an AI summary of all the technical signals, fundamental signals, and news summaries out there for the summary of the market. You get technical analysis, fundamental analysis, weather analysis for natural gas, economic analysis, CFTC reports, LNG analysis, news and sentiment, Fibonacci levels, a machine learning price prediction for the next several days, plus AI analysis for everybody out there. And on the crude oil side, you have a similar structure. My thoughts, today's updates, the market summary, technical analysis, fundamentals, international price analysis, as well as OPEC's analysis. I don't know if if you follow crude oil reports, but OPEC puts out a close to 100-page document every single month. We read through that and report back what is important, so that you can condense that down into what is valuable to take away from that report. So, Rogue Radar, no complexity, no confusion, just clarity that you can act on immediately. Behind the dashboard, you get natural gas radar and crude radar. I just gave you a quick tour of that. Some real world results included a $3.50 gas rally that we positioned before the move. Now, what traders are saying, Brian takes a view and tells you what it is. He tells you where the market is going, which is a rare thing. That is from Omar, who is an international oil trader and one of the best that I've seen around. And then you also have deep fundamental and technical analysis, excluding the noise of media news. We all get confused with all the different directions out there. So it's $89 a month. You get daily natural gas radar signals, crude daily radar signals, fundamental drivers, updated every morning in a mobile-friendly dashboard access with no long-term contracts. It is $89 a month. You can cancel anytime. And the result, you no longer have to spend 30 hours of research. You can get that clarity in 5 minutes. And if you have no clarity at all, you can get it with 5 minutes and gain 30 hours of research. So your competitive edge starts now. 5 minutes a day, that's all it takes to gain market clarity. Full conviction, you're going to have a full conviction of the fundamental understanding, the technical understanding with zero risk. You can cancel at any time. It's a 14-day free trial. You can click the button down below, and that is what we see as the opportunity in front of you. So I hope that you will join us as we are changing traders from around the globe. We have customers in 5 different continents. I lost track of the number of countries and the number of states, but I hope to see you inside. Plus, every member, I do a personalized one-on-one with them to get an understanding of what they're looking at and give them guidance as far as what I believe will be important for them to understand in their mission, whether they are a producer, an oil and gas producer, a consumer. We have various utilities and natural gas industrials, whether they are an international trader or a hedge fund, whether they are a CFO at a company that acquires a lot of natural gas or a lot of diesel. We have all of these types of use cases inside of Rogue Radar. So $89 a month, what are you waiting for? I hope to see you inside, and we will see you next.